Hello everybody! Today I am doing my November reading wrap-up. This month was insane. I read a total of 9 books and I'm really excited to show you what I have been reading. So we're gonna start off with the first book I finished in the month of November, and that was Hidden, a Child's Story of the Holocaust by Loïc Davillier. Last Monday, I posted a video of my review on this fantastic children's graphic novel about a grandmother who is telling her granddaughter about her story as she survived living in France during World War II. And it was a very great book. I did really enjoy it. It was 80 pages, so it was really fast. And I definitely will give this book a 5 out of 5. The next book I finished, which I also did a review video for, is Out of Auschwitz, The Untold Story by Stanley Goleniewski. This is my friend Michael's grandfather's memoir of his time in the Dachau and Auschwitz concentration camps. It is a very factual read, and English is not his first language, so there were barrier struggles while reading the story and I had to ask for clarification. So I ended up giving this story a 3 out of 5. Next, I read Dracula by Bram Stoker, and in October, as I've told you guys, I tried reading the physical copy and I couldn't, so I switched to audiobook, and I actually did a review of this book as well. But I did leave things out, particularly the fact that the smartest character in this story is actually Mina Hawkins, and none of the guys realize that she's the smartest person in the whole story because she is a woman, and this is the Victorian era where women were seen as innocent, vulnerable people, and Mina was definitely an amazing, strong character in this story. And I cannot give it any less than a 4.5 out of 5 because it is a very classic, very amazing story. I just struggled reading it, so I can't give it a 5 out of 5. The next book I finished is United by Melissa Landers. This is the 3rd book in her Alienated series. I did an Alienated series review and I actually really liked this story. It was a really pleasant conclusion, and it didn't really make me needing more from the story because of how nicely everything was wrapped up. And so I decided to give this book a 4.25 out of 5, and the series as a whole also a 4.25 out of 5. The next book I finished is The Elite by Kiera Cass. This is the 2nd novel in her Selection series. And I have also finished The One, which is the 3rd book in the series. This book series is definitely a great series to binge read. It is really quick, really fast-paced and easy. I definitely preferred The Elite to the Selection. It was a little less predictable and I was very shocked and enthralled in the drama of the story. Same goes with One. I liked the first 3 books so much that I immediately picked up The Heir, and I was kind of saddened by reading this because the first 3 books go with America, and then the 4th book is on America's child. I don't know how to say her name. I pronounce it as Eden, which I know is completely wrong because of the spelling. I just don't know how to pronounce it. So please tell me in the comments below how to pronounce it. That'd be a great help. But it is disappointing actually reading about her. I want more of America. And yeah, America's in this, but she's the queen. It's just not the same. And I am going to tell you, it is just as predictable as the Selection was for me. I pretty much know exactly how it's going to end just by the first 60 pages of the story. But The Elite, I am going to give a 4-star rating as well as The One. So the next book I read, I did another audio book read, and that was Alice in Wonderland. I did the celebrity reading with Scarlett Johansson. I have to say, even though the story really puts you back into that Disney Alice in Wonderland world, and I absolutely loved that, I hated Scarlett Johansson's reading of it. It was not good. Her voice was very distracting, and I could not concentrate on it very well, and I found myself replaying chapters. So I think what I need to do is I just need to reread Alice in Wonderland through book form. I'm not going to give a formal rating of the book yet. I will say that the audio read I did only gets a 2 out of 5. The next book I read is Magic Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is her second book in her study / Soul Finder series, and I was super happy. Maria V. Snyder's books are just getting better and better. Even though Yelena is completely ridiculous most of the time, she goes into situations headstrong, head first. She doesn't even really plan things out and figure out the consequences of her actions and the plans until issues arise and start happening. This is particularly the case in the third book, Fire Study, which I am approximately 60-70% of the way through, and I'm really excited to see what actually happens by the end of Fire Study. So I'm really hoping that I finish that book really soon, hopefully within the next couple days. I give Magic Study definitely 4.5 out of 5. And the very last book I read for the month of November is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have so much that I want to say about this book that I'm actually going to do a review for it and post it on Monday, so be on the lookout for that. And I am gonna say that all my previous conceptions about Sarah J. Maas's writing and all the hype versus the unhype and the controversies around this book and the series are very intriguing to me. It was really great. It was a great Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So there we have my November wrap-up. It was a great reading month. Please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite book was during November, and also what book you're really excited to pick up during the month of December. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye!